Hey everyone, Joe here with the Idaho Prepper channel, and in today's video, I'm going to be showing you two new pieces of gear that I've added to my get home plan. So the first piece of gear is this backpack. This is the Romad by Eberlestock, and then this scooter, which is the L2 Max by a company called Awesome. So this video is going to be pretty much focused on this scooter since it is the bigger advantage to my get home plan of these two pieces of gear. But we will go ahead, we'll start with this pack, and I'm just going to kind of briefly walk you through the features of this bag. Maybe someday in the future I'll do a more extensive review on this pack, but I did just get it a couple weeks ago, so I haven't had a lot of time to get a lot of experience with it, so I can't really tell you all that much about it. Now, it is by Eberlestock, so for those of you who are familiar with Eberlestock, you know they make really good gear. They are here out of Idaho. This pack is all 900D Cordura material. It's got YKK zippers and poles all around the pack. But it is I think it's like a 24, 26 liter pack, something like that. So kind of your basic get home bag, bug out bag, 72-hour kit, something like that. Now, I'm not going to go into it, show you all the gear in here because I think I just did a video on my get home bag not that long ago. So suffice to say, I have enough gear in here to get me home. There's some sleeping gear, cooking stuff. I even have a ballistic panel in here, and I have a full IFAK in here as well. Moving to the front of this pack here, you'll notice on the two straps right here, we have a can of OC spray, and then we have my drinking tube, which goes to my water bladder. And then this nice back support here. There is a plastic panel in here, which allows for some nice support and rigidity to carry the load in the pack. And then it also, not only is it really comfortable, but allows for really good airflow. So really nice looking pack, really well thought out. So that's going to do it for the review on this pack. Like I said, I might do a more extensive review on this pack later on. Now, just to kind of show you, just so you guys have an idea of the three essential pieces of my get home plan or strategy. We have my get home bag, I have my EDC, and then I have my alternative means of transportation. So again, this is actually another bag by Eberlestock. This is the Bando Bag XL, and I've done a lot of reviews on this bag, but this is where I keep my EDC pistol. So I have my pistol here. We got an extra mag, and this that it's attached to is a ballistic panel. So really cool. Got a flashlight in here, a multi-tool, small boo-boo kit, things like that. So really cool EDC kit. I'll make sure to leave links in the description for all this stuff, along with some discount codes. All right, now moving on to the star of this video. So again, this is the L2 Max by a company called Awesome. I'm not that familiar with them. They reached out to me actually a while back. It was 2 months ago when I got this scooter. So I've just been busy with work. I've been getting sick. If you can hear my voice, I'm still recovering from this flu, which is just lasting forever. But I've had a lot of time to familiarize myself with this scooter, and I can confidently say this is a really well-designed, well-built scooter. I've really put it to the test. I've ridden it a bunch. My kids have been riding it around. All kinds of people have been riding around, friends, family, things like that. So it's gotten a lot of use, and I haven't had any malfunctions. Everything has been functioning the way it's supposed to. So I'll just say this, when they reached out to me and asked me if I was interested, my first thought was like, what's a prepping channel going to do with an e-scooter, But then my next thought was, hey, this would actually make a really good alternative form of transportation, especially during some type of civil unrest. Let's say you're trying to get home or you're going to work and riots start to break out, protests, things are starting to get violent, traffic comes to a stop, you're sitting in your vehicle and you see like marauders coming up the highway going door to door. and you're in this moment, fight or flight. What do? You know, you don't want to end up on foot because that's a pretty bad situation, but you can't sit in your vehicle. So that's what I started kind of entertaining the idea of this making a really good form of transportation, mainly because it's so compact. So this thing folds up. I won't say it's light, it's definitely not lightweight. This thing is probably a little over 50 pounds. So it is a little heavy, but you know, you unscrew this part right here, the, this top part folds down, and you can put this in your trunk for those of you who are in commuter cars, or for me, it would go fit easily in the bed of my truck under my toolbox, or you can even put it, you know, in the extra cab of your truck as well. But it's very compact, so it's nice for that reason. You have kind of this backup means of transportation. All right, so we'll go ahead and we'll start with the front of the scooter here. Now you'll see we got a little headlight here, so if you are driving this thing at night, it'll light up the road in front of you. Plus, it allows for other drivers and people who are on the road to kind of keep a strong visual on you. Over here, we have a disc brake, so there are disc brakes on both wheels. Here we have a shock, so if you when you go off-road, which this scooter is really designed for, the shock, there's one on the front and the back, will allow you to absorb all those bumps on that rough terrain. Now, the other thing, I don't know if I mentioned, this is a dual motor scooter. So there is a motor in the front and the back. And that allows you to not only go really fast, but allows you to go off-road and hit that rough terrain, make it up hills really easily, but just gives it a ton of torque. So go ahead, move around this side. We've got a kickstand, and then the other disc brake. And then you'll notice here we got a brake light, and there are actually also turning signals, and I'll turn those on in a second so you can see what they look like. But yes, this thing is, I don't want to say it's street legal, but you know, if you had to go on the road, you could pretty much use all of the turning features and brake features that would allow you to go on the road safely. So we'll go ahead up top, we'll hit our on button. All right, now you notice the screen there kind of went on and then went blank, and that is a security feature. So I'm gonna hit it with our key here, and that turns our screen on. So you notice that it is on eco mode as of right now, and this has 3 modes. So it has eco, sport, and race. So eco mode is for when you are, you know, just trying to not use as much battery, you're just going long distances and you're trying to get the most mileage out of the scooter. You want to keep it in eco mode. If you want to go off-road, you would hit sport. You just want to go quick. And then if you really want to go fast and get out of Dodge in a hurry, you hit race mode. But this thing is extremely fast. It has a top speed of 40 miles an hour, which is insane. I'd never gotten it close to 40. I got it about up to 30, which is more, you know, fast than I ever want to go on the scooter. It's just really fast for a scooter. Over here, we have this DDM button, and this is actually what activates the second motor, which is the motor in the front. And then here we have the turn signal button, so left, right. And then, well, let's see, I hit the brake button, and as you can see, yeah, we got the brake light working. So you also notice that when I activated this, these lights went on, and these just kind of make it look really nice, especially at night. So really cool, all the different lights on here. And yes, you can turn these off. They don't have to be on all the time. Same with the headlight too. If you don't want the headlight on, you can turn that off. All right, moving over to this part, we have the throttle. Obviously, we got both the brakes, and then this button here is for like walking. It's like an assist button. So if you're on rough terrain, you're just trying to get over logs or something like that, and you're on foot, you just push this button, hold it down, and it gives it just enough power to kind of push you over all of those different obstacles. And then in the front here, pull this little thing down, and you have a USB port and a USB-C port. And I assume that's for charging your cell phone. So you'll notice there's like a little hook right here, and you can hang a bag off of this, keep your cell phone, all your other stuff in here while you're operating the vehicle. But this hook also functions as the hook, which goes back here and allows you to lock everything in place once you break it down. So this thing folds up, like I said, really compact. The hook pops out, hooks around here, and allows you to pick this scooter up and put it wherever you need to. So, all right. So the last thing I will say about this scooter, for those of you who are wondering, the mileage on this scooter. Now, there's some factors that come into play here. One is the weight of the user. So if you are kind of an average sized person, let's say like myself, and you are in eco mode and the terrain that you're driving on is pretty much flat, some hills, some small hills, some down hills. On eco mode, the research that I've done, you can go anywhere from like 36 to 50 miles on a full battery. So that's pretty good. So for those of you who are wondering, like, would this get me home in a get home situation? Probably. Now, if you're commuting longer, distances than 50 miles, maybe not so much, but at least it can get you out of a dangerous situation really quick and allows you to maneuver in some rough terrain areas. But that was kind of my thinking. I like the idea of having a backup alternative means of transportation, especially for those of us who do live in like urban areas. You got these riots that are popping off everywhere because of the protests. I know we actually have one in Spokane, which is not too far from me. They're breaking out in Oregon, Seattle, California, Southern California, obviously. So something to think about, for those of you who might be concerned about that. But I think this is a good answer to that predicament. But let me know what you guys think. If you are interested in this scooter and in this bag, I'll make sure to leave links in the description along with discount codes. Now, if you haven't done so already, please make sure to hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to my channel. And if you want to see more videos like this in the future, go ahead and hit that notification bell. So with that said, until the next time, stay prepared.